Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the fuck it is for you. My name is Incoherence, and welcome back to the old Rohan campaign. We are actually doing quite well. I've taken a few moments to figure out and organize our kingdom. I've allocated all of our funds. We're making roughly 2,500 gold coins, minus the recruitment and construction. It's about 2,600, 2,700, roughly. So we're doing quite well. Let's take a quick look at our end of turn report. Militarily, we are gaining population-wise. Apparently, we're 8th, which is surprising to me because, as far as I know, our settlements are quite small. I mean, half of them are under 1,000 people. Most of them are just barely over 1,000, if that. Edoras, of course, running up to 3,300. Interestingly, all of our forts and castles, I'm not sure, these are villages. I don't know if they're going to be castles or not. But Foldberg and Hornburg apparently have no one living in them, which is, I guess, to be expected. It's a castle. You sort of have castle towns and the like, but, you know, it's a military installation first and foremost. Now, we also did a bit of recruitment. We got some axemen, which I've relocated to Foldberg, some scouts, which I've relocated to Giniard, and then we have a diplomat in Edoras. Get a kick of this. Get a load of this guy. Leowin. What a fucking... I don't know. He does not look trustworthy in any way. He kind of looks like a kindly old man, but then you look at his evil, sickly eyes, and you know that this guy is up to no good. But apparently, that is not necessarily the case. Although, to be fair, he does have a trait called Stretch's Loyalties. So he is known to get under your skin. He's known to find your weak spots and ply them to his will. With a bit of underhanded coinage, he is able to bribe people easily, I suppose. Interestingly, he is a Northman, which apparently makes him harder to bribe. I think that's what this means. Plus 10% bribing costs. I think that means it makes him harder to bribe. I'm not sure if it means that it will cost 10% more to bribe others. I'm not entirely sure. My immediate assumption is that it means that he is loyal and harder to bribe. He is also of a diplomatic nature, which is very handy considering that he is a fucking diplomat. Now, what do we want to do with Leowine? Immediately, I wanted to send him over to Gondor, but the keen eye... Well, usually there's carts along this road. What's happening here is Aldborg is trading with... I do not want to set the capital there. Calenhad. I don't know where exactly Calenhad is, but I assume it is held by Anorian to our immediate east. I think it's somewhere in here, perhaps. We'll have to do some scouting. I don't know, but I do know that I saw some trade carts along this route earlier, and that tells me that we are indeed trading with our eastern neighbors. So I think what I want to do with good old Leowine,
Yes,
I want to take him north, see if we can get some trade with the elves, the friendly elves to the north. The only thing is I've just noticed that, in fact, our borders are entirely blocked by these two rebel settlements, so I don't think we actually have a trade route to their capital, so that's kind of dashed all of my hopes and dreams immediately. We could, of course, head south past Dunharrow, which is what we are going to do, and that will... Oh, never mind, there is not a pass there. I could have sworn there was, but that might be vanilla Third Age. We actually, in fact, have to go...
my lord.
Or is it we first need to head to Dunharrow? No.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, well, I was unaware of that, obviously. So we're going to head to... We're going to head east. We may as well do. We have nothing else for Leowine to do, and it is always helpful to have a diplomat in the... well, it is technically our east, but I was going to say in the west. God, Mordor is much larger. Much larger in Divide and Conquer. Just the distance from Barad-dûr to Minas Morgul is like, it's got to be at least twice as large as the old vanilla Third Age, and then of course the Black Gate is even further north. Anyway, yeah, we want a diplomat somewhere around Gondor. I'm going to say, obviously, the capital, because, of course, we can't, you know, we can't have all of our correspondence happen via the beacons of Gondor, because it's fucking expensive. You got to find the firewood. You know, and it's not like you can just chop down trees. No, you have to find someone who's going to sell you fire. Have you guys ever actually tried to buy firewood IRL? It's not cheap. It's an expensive industry. Okay, we're gonna build a cheap-ass watchtower for 15 gold coins. Speaking of wood, apparently, it's actually much cheaper than I had anticipated. Okay, so we now have a watchtower to our west, and we can keep an eye on Bregnas. Which is not immediately helpful, actually. Where else would we like? We would like to be able to see to the south. Unfortunately, well, we may as well drop a watchtower here. We'll get our good friend Gambling okay, well, we can see Durwath now. It is under siege by Captain Ebor of the Enadwaith clans, I suppose. Which is a little annoying, because we do actually have a mission to... Oh, okay, well, that mission has since expired. It's like when you go into the fridge and you grab for the yogurt, and you're about to just fucking dig in, and you realize that it's like, I don't know. Like, if it was 2 days expired, you can do the smell test and, like, the vision test, maybe slosh it around a bit. But let's say it's like a week past expiry. That's when you begin to question things, you know? That's when you really need to be cautious. Okay, and that's kind of what that was like. For me, just seeing that mission was expired. Okay, we have 2 cavalrymen. Now we're going to send a Guinneard. Our good friend, Prince Aelmir the Respected now. Very interesting. Bastion of Respect. God, is becoming known for making selfless acts of sacrifice and courage in battle. I believe that is a thing, yeah. Destined to be considered the patron of the most respected knights. Oh my god, he's got full command, full respect, full loyalty. Which is to be expected, obviously, because Aelmir is a fucking badass. Whereas our uncle Aelmund, or rather our brother-in-law, who are we RPing as? Should we RP as King Thea? I kind of feel like I want to RP as Aelmir, let's be honest. Aelmir is riding around. His mind has not been poisoned by our good friend Sauron to the north. In fact, he is sort of the antithesis to being corrupted by Sauron. He was the one who resisted vehemently, so much so that he was expelled from the kingdom. Oh god, it's the mouth of Sauron again. That was my that was my mouth of Sauron impression. A slightly campy gasp. So really, that's all we've done. Okay, we've just recruited some horsemen and some infantry. We've moved them around. I'm now building a town guard in Dunlestir, and I believe that was essentially all of my gold. Recruiting units, specifically cavalry, I think, in Fuldburg. Yeah, some horse archers. In the Hornburg, we're recruiting some militia. And very interestingly, soon enough, one turn away, we will have these fort town posts, which will allow us to recruit all of those guys to support our troops in Guinneard. We now have a huge, just a fucking massive cavalry force, and nothing to do with it. There's nothing to do. I suppose at some point,
yes,
I don't know, we could ride out. We could ride to Ruin. I don't know. I really don't know. Because we're going to need infantry to take Isengard. We'll probably need at least a few infantrymen to take Bregnas. We could probably get those fort town post motherfuckers. We could ride up to Duneard. It's only got two units in there. I may really... I think I've gone ham on the cavalry. I may have over-recruited the cavalry. But at the very least, I have a fast, responsive, big-ass army that could potentially save the day, if need be. Now, I think that's essentially it for this turn. Yeah, when we get back, we'll continue with Leowine, and I suppose spend some more fucking money. I think if we're able to get these guys to surrender, then we'll do it, but otherwise I assume that Saruman... Oh shit, I've been calling Saruman Sauron this entire time, which is incredibly embarrassing. Okay, I can only assume that Saruman himself is going to march out and attack these two units. In which case we can ride out with all of our cavalry and destroy him, which would be fucking amazing. Anyway, guys, let's end the turn and continue on with the campaign. Okay, our mission has expired, much like that yogurt. We knew this was coming, and good lord, we have a horse breeders guild available in Edoras. A mounted warrior often is the most powerful and capable. Okay, we are able to breed sturdy, stout horses in Edoras now. I'm not sure exactly what bonuses that gives. I think it's experience to cavalry. Yeah, 1 experience, which is, yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. That just means we're gonna have to recruit all of our cavalry in Edoras now, just for that bonus, if we can manage it. Okay, we're still sitting at 2,000 gold per turn, which is not too bad at all. We have some garrison quarters in Foldberg, allowing us to recruit all sorts of fucking infantry. Foldberg really is our recruitment center at the moment, allowing us to recruit both cavalry and infantry. Let's retrain these guys. And I think that's essentially the only buildings Foldberg... Well, we could do the leather tanner, I suppose. I would eventually like to also get a stable in the Hornburg, but now that we have the Horse Breeders Guild in Edoras, I'm kind of... I don't know. I kind of feel like we can hold off on that for now. So we are able to retrain these guys due to armor, essentially. There's a Tanner's Guild, or rather a leather tanner, that the Isengard orcs built. They also built us a hunting hut, which is very helpful because I'm not sure if we can build that ourselves. I know that we can build... Oh, that might be the same line as chicken... Oh, I see. Yes, that is the farming line. My mistake. I was thinking it was livestock farming. Anyway, that's an odd tangent that we don't necessarily need to talk about. Let's instead talk about these fort troops. I remember at some point I looked at the stats, at the stat line versus my regular Rohan troops, and if I remember correctly, these guys are cheaper and more effective. Their skills are better. For a second, I thought these guys had shields. They do have shields on their backs. Interesting. I wonder... Oh my god, that is a lot of text. That is a lot of text for... Oh shit, I didn't realize that they snuck all this information down at the bottom there. Okay. That's new. Morale response, poor. Armor class, light. Terrain bonus, all. Wow, okay. Fort archers, range 130 meters. How about my horse archers? What are their range? That is excellent. I love having the range in there. I have a feeling that those fort archers are... Oh, they're actually less... Oh, they have a bit of a shorter range than my Yorling archers, and I have a feeling that these Yorling archers have more arrows. I assume that's what it is. Missiles, 18 volleys. Oh shit, we actually have a terrain bonus in force and snow. Man, this is a whole wealth of information that I've just stumbled upon here. I'm gonna have to review all of my units now. Okay, no, we have the exact same amount of arrows rather, in these units. Accuracy low. Oh, I'm sorry, I hate to do this on camera, but I just need to know. Helmingas, accuracy average, range 170 meters, missiles 24. Good lord. Missiles 18, 150 meters low. Okay, so it seems to me that really the old fort archers are pretty comparable to my own Yorling archers, just maybe cheaper. That's one thing God, I do apologize, everyone. If this sort of thing bothers you, please just leave a message, because honestly, I'm not sure if anyone does care if I just sort of do this shit. I can only assume that it pisses off some of you guys. Okay, so they're actually equal in cost, essentially. Okay, that's it for construction. Recruitment. We actually recruited a bunch of stuff. Okay, we have Riders of Rohan in Edoras, and we can retrain them for... No, that is not worth it at all. 1 experience point for 360 coins. That's like half of a battle for that experience. Pretty sure all of our cavalry... Yeah, all the cavalry in our current army are... very experienced, although I believe a bunch of them started with experience. My lord. God, Aelmer himself starts with 2 golden chevrons. Well, rather, he doesn't start with it, but he does have 2 golden chevrons at the moment. He can also ride incredibly far. I believe Aelmer actually has bonuses to his campaign movement. He has logistics, 10% movement points. I believe that is the only thing. Oh, no. His biography also gives him 20% movement points. Amazing. So he himself can move just incredibly quickly, but his troops not so much, which is a little unfortunate.
Orders, my lord.
I kind of wish that it
Yes, my lord.
affected his entire army. Like, he's such a good leader that he drives his men to Five Guys. He drives his men to Five Guys, burgers and fries. And
Yes.
they often get fries and just the fucking best burgers ever made this side of the River Eisen, apparently. I've only ever been to Five Guys and Fries like once or twice, so I was gonna try to riff on that for a little bit, but unfortunately I did not have the material. Now, let's get back to Leowyn. Leowyn? I'm sure every time I talk about this guy, I'm going to pronounce his name differently. Now, as he passes here, we want to be sure to keep an eye out for Caradon. What was the fucking place? It was Calanad. I wasn't even close. Quick note. If we're able, I would like to draft a small force of infantry. Perhaps Gamling. Cale Wolf, where's Gamling? He's in Foldberg. He is the 3rd Marshal. I think we ought to get Eamon. Let's get Eamon back. Now, I know I brought him to the front lines because he's the first. Well, actually, let's see. Aylmer is the 2nd Marshal. Yeah, okay. We're going to RP as Aylmer, so we want him leading the cavalry force on the western front there. But we want Eamon to return to Dunlestier, which is apparently the 2nd most wealthy city in our nation. He's going to build a small force of infantry, if at all possible. I'm sure we could pull some troops out of these other cities. And then with those troops, he's going to push north to capture those rebel cities, which will increase, of course, our tax income. But I really want to get a border with the elves, because I'm sure that their trade would be quite good. I'm not sure why Karis Galadin is illuminated. Is it was there an invasion called on the city? Does anyone remember this? I'm not sure. Okay, let's my lord. I think we ought to take a look to the west. Approaching quietly. Near Bregness. Bregness is a very small region. Look at this shit. Jesus Christ. It's tiny. It's absolutely minuscule. Amazing. Okay, let's end the turn. I think we have time for one more turn, in which we're probably not going to do much, to be honest. Actually, you know what? If at all possible, I would like to build some more towers with this fat fuck. Out of Oldburg, it's Elfhelm. It's Elfhelm from the mean streets of Oldburg. Unfortunately, nothing rhymes with Elfhelm.
This tower will keep vigil over the land.
I can't think of a single thing. I was going to try to like freestyle rap a bit. Oh shit, look at this. What's going on here? Someone's been burning some fires. It's like, it's almost as if there's someone camping there. There's some assholes camping there for show. Okay, I don't think we can take this bridge. I think we have to go the long way around. And they call it a mine. A mine.
With honor.
Because, you know, they cut through the mines of Moria. Because they don't want to go the long way round. I'm sorry, that was an odd reference at an odd time. Let's end the fucking turn and move on. Jeez. So this is quite disappointing, but the orcs within this fort here, they just surrendered. There was only there was about like 300 Rohirrim outside their walls, and they're like, it's too much. I'm sorry, my lord, but it's just too much. I'm pretty sure Saruman and his troops have left the fort and hidden somewhere in the trees, which is kind of terrifying, actually. Also terrifying is the fact that fucking Grima has bribed Captain Ermenric, which I'm pretty sure was a unit of cavalry. Rohan riders. I'm pretty sure we lost those guys, which is not great, to be honest. They cost us 720 gold. Fuck me. That's not amazing. Although we are slowly gaining military finance and population. Overall, still not doing great Coming of age, Aldwolf. Shit. Tutor and doctor. Oh, Theoden the Horseman. King Theoden is now a doctor. Or has gained a doctor, rather. That's much more disappointing. I was hoping that this entire time Theoden has been, you know, training. He's been going to school. He's been studying hard. He's been doing whatever the fuck a residency is. And he's become a doctor. Unfortunately, no. It's just he's hired a doctor, which is much less exciting. It increases the chances of having children and improves the chances of recovering from casualties, recovering from their wounds, rather. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go to... Oh, the family tree. That's right. Okay, Aldwolf is not on the family tree. Who the fuck is Aldwolf? Oh yeah, I forgot that we had a brother named Freelaugh. And our sister Eowyn is really fucking young. Cuchelm, which is not a Rohirric name in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. Foldberg, we have some horse archers, which hopefully do not get bribed. Or, hold on, are these the... No, we've just recruited these horsemen in Foldberg. Yeah, it's definitely that unit of riders from Edoras that got bribed by good old Grima. Our good friend Grima. Okay, God, this army has quickly ballooned out of control. If need be, we could disband the scouts, but we're still running a positive balance in the old treasury department, so I'm pretty confident that we could keep as much cavalry as possible. Let's see.
Yes, my lord.
How far can we ride?
Your will, my lord.
It'll take us 3 turns to get to Onadrith. 2 turns to get to Bragnas.
Orders.
That's not as great as I was hoping. If our cavalry moved as quickly as Éomer, I would just cream in my pants because that's amazing. You know what? Let's see.
My lord.
These 2 guys. Let's go these guys.
Your will, my lord.
Let's get rid of them. Boom. 2 units gone. 2 units down. We'll keep these 2 units of scouts just because it's fun. You know? You know what I'm saying? Just because it's fun. Okay, let's see. Just seems that our militiamen have the terrain bonus, whereas the Fort Spearmen do not. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to train these axemen for 430. Yeah, we'll get the axemen. And a few more infantry units, and then I think we can head to Bragnas. At least, I'm thinking 4 or 5 units. We'll keep the cavalry as a reserve in that army. And I'm sure the 4 or 5 units could take the city. And then we'll probably garrison it with a few of those units. And that would mean that we are now basically surrounded by the clans of Enedwaith and Edwythe. I'm not sure exactly how our good friend Tolkien intended that be pronounced. I think we ought to send a diplomat their way eventually. And speaking of diplomats, can we get more? We cannot. Okay, we're going to have to build some more of the...
My lord.
I think it's taverns or some shit. Whatever it is that allows us to have diplomats. We're going to have to build some more.
Yes.
Because we need to...
Without question.
Okay, no. We in fact are already trading with the Gondorians. I just did not realize that that was their flag. You know what? I'm going to cop up to it. I thought Honorian was a faction, when in fact it is the name of the region. And essentially I'm a dumb shit, okay? We are already trading with Gondor.
How can we help?
Give us your maps, okay? Demanding. You guys are assholes. Oh, God. Make a single payment, perhaps? 200? Is that cool? No, that's not cool. Man, you guys are whack, you know what I'm saying? I just need to get your maps, boy, dear. Why you gotta be such an asshole? Why can't a man get another man's maps without having to pay that man's ass, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to... Like, how much is it gonna cost for these maps? I'm not gonna pay it, but let's just say 2,500. Would that be cool? Man. Okay, 1,600 is apparently fair. Let's cut it down to a cool 1,000. Still demanding. You an asshole, done Bordir, whatever your fucking name is. Tired of your ass.
Until we meet again.
Okay, we're gonna have to get maps at some point. Well, we're not gonna have to get maps. It's not really we're already zoomed in. Good God. It's not really crucial that we know what's going on with Gondor. As long as we have good relations, that is, yeah, our relations are very good. Dolamroth. I honestly thought there was another faction here. Now I feel like a fucking idiot. Oh God, Leowine, I'm sorry. You wasted your time. It was a waste of a trip. Who else would we border with? Clans of Enedwaith, definitely. It's Gondor all the way down. Gondor and Dolamroth, south of this, whatever the fuck these mountains are. I don't know. I guess now, really our only option is to either talk to the clans of Enedwaith in the west, or bust through to the elves in the north, which is looking like a tough prospect at the moment because
yes, my lord.
We don't have a lot. We don't have many true. Oh fuck! There's Elwolf. Look at that guy. Look at that fucking helmet. That's quite the profile. Good God. Looks like fucking Conan the Barbarian, if in fact he did wear a helmet more often than he does. It seems to me that Aldwulf is on horseback. He is indeed. He is striking to behold. Man, women commonly lose their words when first addressing this beautiful man. As did I. Honestly, I looked at that helmet and I just thought, good gods, it's shiny. He is iron-fisted naive, which is a terrible combination. And he's also smart, which you would think would counteract the naivete, but apparently not. Aldwulf is going to administrate, I want to say either Onodrith or Ginnyard. I think we need a man at Ginnyard.
An order.
A proper man. A beautiful man. There we go.
Yes.
Whilst our good friend Eomer takes the troops over to Bregnas with these Fort Axemen and the like. So here's what we'll do. I think we will leave a militiaman in both of these forts. We're going to need these troops in Ginnyard to capture Bregnas. That way, once these forts get assaulted, we can counterattack, if and when they get assaulted, rather. In Foldburg, we currently have a unit of Helmingas and Axemen. Let's see, Ginnyard, we have 3 infantry units, 4. Okay, we're going to send these Axemen to... we'll send the... Okay, we'll send the Axemen to Dunlisteer. Sorry, I was thinking what to do with the Helmingas, but I think I'll keep them in Foldburg to garrison the place. We will slowly but surely retrain all of the troops within Hornburg, and we will distribute them. For example, these Yord archers, I know for a fact I want to go to Ginnyard to complement the fort archers. That should bring our total complement of infantry up to, 5 units. 5 units. 3 of which are melee infantry. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? Do you think? I'm going to say yes. We have cavalry that could assist and puncture through the lines if need be. Now, I have a feeling that this Captain Helm is going to get bribed. Let's see. Yes, Ceolwulf is dutifully obedient. How about Aemond? Aemond, not so much. Okay, we'll get Ceolwulf to escort these troops. And let's see. We have nothing in Hornburg, but I'm sure eventually we could grab these 3 guys, send them to Dunlisteer. I don't know how many troops are actually in these cities. At least 5 units. At least 5 units in Tirith Anduin. I'm sure this was 5 as well, Rushburg as well. Okay, I don't think Rushburg has a wall, though, so that would be easy to capture and shit like that. So, perhaps some troops in Edoras? Would they be there in time? Could they rendezvous? I'm sure they could. Let's get these swordsmen for 210 per turn. Yep. We'll do it, and we'll hold on to these 460 gold coins. I do want to build a Great Hall in Edoras very soon. Okay, guys. This episode has actually ran a little bit long. A little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's just fine. Let's end it here, alright? Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like. Please leave a comment. I read all the comments, every single one, and I weep when they're negative. I read them before bed, and the tears moisten my pillow, and it actually helps me. It helps me sleep, okay, because it softens the pillow in a way. Yeah, leave a comment. I read all the comments. Very fun to interact with you guys. Also helps the channel grow. Feedback. YouTube likes the feedback. Let's just say that. Anyway, guys, what the fuck was I saying? Yes, if you liked the... Good God, what an outro. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to leave a comment. I will see you guys later.